Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Shock podcast. This is your host, Christian Jackson, with my co-host,
Keon Smith.
And today, like I said, it's our first episode of the 2026 years. It's March, though, you know what I'm saying? We had to step back, recalibrate some things, but we're back, you know what I'm saying? And talk to me, bro. Like, spring semester, took a little break. How's things been adjusting for you? How are you starting to peep stuff differently since, you know what I'm saying, our first episodes and stuff?
As a freshman, I sort of got a better understanding moving into the second semester of how to navigate through college. And from just taking everything I learned first semester, it's just been a pretty smooth semester. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, what about you as a sophomore in your, I would say, fourth semester?
Yeah, bro, I don't know, like, I just be feeling like everything, like, shifts kind of by the day now. Like, it was, like, a real learning curve freshman year. Like, you really peep that, like, even after you finish your freshman year, you still really peep that you don't really know nothing. And, like, sophomore year, you kind of start putting the pieces together. But you was just telling me before this jump, you locked in with your stuff, bro, to
Sure.
talk about the sports management program, you know what I'm saying, your internship and stuff like that, bro. You really working.
Yeah, I just got an internship with the Washington Commanders, as well as just got accepted into the sports management program there. I heard you got accepted as well.
Yeah, not for real. I mean, it's definitely big, and just, like, taking those steps professionally and seeing you're doing that, like, as a freshman and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, people can really only see just Keon, you know what I'm saying? They don't really know, like, the background and, you know what I'm saying, the context behind it. So kind of talk to me on how you've been trying to, like, I guess find yourself in college and stuff like that. You said, like, things are starting to come together in your spring semester. So, like,
Yes.
I say, what is the one big takeaway that you had from your fall semester as a freshman?
One big takeaway I would have is...
Or I guess I can put it like this. What was your biggest culture shock, and how are you adjusting to that this semester?
My biggest culture shock would be the grading system. Like, from high school coming to college, like, it's different. Like, usually, like, a 90 would be an A, but, like, I'm pretty sure a 90 here is, like, an A minus. In order to get, like, an A, you have to get, like, a 94. So, like, that just makes me want to work harder and ensure, like, I'm doing working extremely hard on my assignments so that I'm able to, you know, get straight A's and things like that. Now let's talk about the weather. Yesterday was 80 degrees. Today is, 40 degrees and it's raining?
It's like, it feel like 32. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, it's crazy. I got up and, you know what I'm saying, I checked my phone because we had class today at 9:30. So I was gonna be a little late, you know what I'm saying? I got to walk in there. I got there like 9:40, pull up, and I had a feeling like I was gonna see the classroom empty, lights off. And I see the classroom empty, lights off when I pull up. So I check my phone, check the announcements. Of course, you sent it out yesterday. No class today. So, you know what I'm saying, I just went to the dining hall. Love us some dining halls. Anyway, you feel me? Went to the dining hall, had me a little breakfast, you know what I'm saying? Bit of the show and stuff like that. But got class at 12, another class right after that. And then I think I'm going to go home, bro. You in the dorms, right?
Yeah.
So we got to move out Friday at 7 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Some people, that's why, like, she canceled class so we had time to catch up on readings or packing or stuff like that. Because, bro, like, some people got classes at 5, 6, you know what I'm saying, 7 o'clock at night. And it's like, if you got to get out your dorm, you got to be gone by then. It's like, what are we doing here? You feel me?
Right.
I would have thought, you know, I think they might have, like, a late move-out option, like, for, like, Saturday or something like that. But, like, even then, it's like, bro, like, y'all get the Russian dudes out of campus, but I don't know. Game is game. But I do want to touch back on, you know, one thing, and just like the guests, you know what I'm saying? We had Bree before. Who is one guest that you could have on this podcast and why?
I'll say Mr. Kevin Blackstone, because he sort of, like, inspired me to even want to start the podcast, and that's how I met you. We got connected, and then look, now we got our own podcast. So I feel like this to sort of hear from him, because he has his own podcast, and he's doing great with that, just to sort of get some advice, learn some knowledge from him, and just to have him featured on the show would be, like, an amazing opportunity.
For sure. The Our New South podcast, if you guys wanted to check that out, he kind of dives into just a bunch of Southern culture and stuff like that. But, yeah, I feel like that's definitely a big thing to see, like, on this podcast. I also feel like, I don't even know, I feel like President Pines would be cool to have on this jump too, because, I mean, you know what I'm saying, you don't really get to see the president interacting. I mean, you see him, like, out in public and stuff like that, but, like, you get to see him, like, in a natural, you know, instance with just two guys, you know what I'm saying?
Seems like a cool guy. I had the opportunity to have a conversation with him before.
Nah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, Joe. And then, of course, he always going to make the time to look out for his students and stuff like that. So I feel like those would be two, like, guests that, you know what I'm saying, hopefully end of this year, maybe, you know what I'm saying, going into next year, we might be able to see on this podcast, you feel me? I want to talk about Bam, bro. Bam, because
83 points.
Bro,
Past Kobe.
I'm a Kobe fan, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kobe got me into basketball and stuff like that. And my mans was telling me, bro, he had 31 in the first. And mind you, I'm a Warriors fan, so I started to get a little worried about that Klay Thompson record, 37 and a quarter. But we checked back later on, and I'm like, because the Maxx Crosby news happened, we gonna touch on that later. But I'm just like, bro, let me check to see what Bam got. And I check on ESPN, he got 70. I'm like, bro, he's about to do that jump, bro. Like, he's about to do it. But I feel like the reaction after is just like, one, the Kobe fans is hating. You seen the Supreme Dreams, you know what I'm saying? The RDC World, the skit, you know what I'm saying? You see Jason Tatum at the window and stuff, knocking and stuff like that. But I feel like Bam got his 83, bro. Somebody was going to do it.
He did it. So let me ask you, after seeing him get 83, do you believe Wilt Chamberlain got 100 now?
Yes. That jump, like, solidified it for me, bro. After seeing what Bam was doing, bro, Wilt was playing against plumbers, electricians, firemen, and water boys. You know what I'm saying? Give me the ball, we over that. He's beyond uber athletic, you know what I'm saying? You want to talk about that. So I feel like Bam scoring 83 just solidified the fact that you can get 100. Well,
it's possible. Not
anybody. I feel like we might see it from Wemby one day, bro.
How did it feel watching Tatum come back after being injured for almost a year?
It was almost similar. Well, it was like 10 months. Like, Tatum got back. Like, I think this might be the quickest we've seen from, like, an Achilles return. And, like, I'm not going to lie, at first it kind of gave me, like, the Klay Thompson kind of, like, cringe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't seen him on the court in this long. You feel me? You don't know how he's going to, like, move and stuff like that. And kind of, like, the mental block you see with athletes coming back from injury, I kind of still had that when I'm watching him. Like, I don't want to, you feel me? You don't want to see nothing. But, I mean, it's great to see him back hooping and stuff like that. Like, the NBA is just better with Tatum on the court, bro. And those Tatum fours is crazy. I'm not going to lie. The little cream with the green.
Cool.
Tatum got it, bro.
So let me ask you, let's talk back a little bit more on campus. So, did you have the opportunity to go out on the Plata Beach, a lot of people were doing their work on there, playing on the Plata Beach as it was like 80 degrees the other day.
Bro, it looked like, let me put it in perspective for, like, either you don't go to UMD or, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a big recess time, bro. Like, I was seeing dudes out there for, like, real life hours playing spike ball, playing with the football and stuff like that.
Yesterday it was music.
Yeah, they had, like, the DJ set up. My man Zion and Donovan, they got that set up. That was cool. A little party, you know what I'm saying? Then it damn near got rained out. But, I mean, like you said, bro, you really saw the community out there, you know what I'm saying? You saw, like, almost like little cliques and stuff with just, like, you know what I'm saying, the different groups up there and stuff. So that was cool. But I wasn't really out there playing too much. I definitely got, like, a little bit of work done outside because, like, it was just too nice out. Yeah. But also with the allergies, I wasn't trying to be out there too long, you know what I'm saying?
Banging me today, man.
Nah, bro, that's why you got to get ahead of that. But what about you?
It was cool. I did a little work on it. I was playing soccer, actually.
On the beach. Oh, yeah, you was telling me about that, bro.
How's it cool. It's been great, bro. I've been enjoying it. I think I actually just joined a little team with my IBH group. It's a soccer team, so...
It's club or intramurals?
It's club.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Wait, actually, I think it's intramural.
Intramural was cool, bro. Like, I had a intramural basketball game a few weeks ago, bro. It's my first game. I don't think I'll ever play an intramural basketball game again, bro. Like, wow. I'm mind you, I had 18. I think we only put up like 31 or something like that. But I had 18. Bro, I go and close out on my man's. Mind you, he's like a staff writer for the Black Explosion. I'm the sports editor. He's a staff writer or something like that. Bro, he hit me with the meanest elbow. Like, elbow to the jaw. I'm like, bro, like, it's intramurals, bro. Like, we're just, you feel me? We're just playing, like, in the refs. He trying to get the call. He trying to get the form and all that. Bro, the refs at intramurals they're hilarious people, bro. Because, like, at the end of the day, they're literally just college students, and you peep that, bro. Like, any little contact, any little bump is going to be a foul call, anything like that. So, like, intramurals, bro, it really is, it is fun. I can't lie to you.
Let's talk about the men's basketball team.
It's the word. I
See
mean,
that they won their first game. What was this? What did they have? Like the least amount of points allowed?
Yeah, we held Oregon to 12 points in the first half. The first round of the Big Ten tourney, spanked them. Elijah Saunders, he was like 4 for 5 or like 5 for 6 from 3. I want to say Diggy had like 18, 20 or something like that. Like, we was hooping, bro. And if you look at that team, as the season progressed and later on into the season, especially last few games, like the Illinois game, Oregon and Iowa, like, you just saw, like, it was a different team, you know what I'm saying? Just mentally, like maturity wise, like literally every single aspect of like basketball, you can just tell that they're improving in and honing in on. So I feel like next year we're really gonna see, like, especially with Baba coming, you know what I'm saying, some more recruits, you know what I'm saying, some pieces from the portal. I feel like you're really gonna see Maryland basketball kind of returning to its normal state.
So next year, the year you saying?
No, it's not what I'm saying, but you feel me? I feel like next year is the year we can build off of, you know what I'm saying? When you have a team like we had last year that goes to the Sweet 16, has an NBA draft pick as well as Juju. He's hooping, you know what I'm saying, in the league now. Juju plays against the Heat. Bam does not score 83 points. Juju plays. Bam is not scoring 83 points, bro.
It's a statement.
I'm just saying, bro. Anyway, you kind of just touch on that, and I feel like Buzz gets another year in College Park, and he has his young players now that can kind of build into that culture next year that we're going to see with, like, more younger players.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm very optimistic about the team. And almost it's just like the girls team as well, because like the girls team is hooping right now. Although that they did lose in the first or second round of the Big Ten tourney in their first game to Oregon as well. But I feel like the girls team in the NCAA tourney, one, they can go on a run. I don't know about that, but next year I do feel like the pieces that are going to come, as well as the pieces that are going to come back from injuries and stuff like that, like KK, Bree McDaniel, stuff like that. Like, I'm really excited for Maryland basketball as well as Maryland athletics next year for sure.
Are you a football fan?
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Raiders. You feel me? Look at what we're doing in free agency, bro. Right now we probably had the best free agency in the league. We got absolutely cooked on the Maxx Crosby trade. I can't lie, when we traded him, it felt like somebody died, bro. Like, it felt like somebody, like a family member died, because, bro, like, I've been through so much as a Raiders fan. We traded him for 2 first-round picks. It's, like, cool, you know what I'm saying? But then you see everything that goes down with it after, you know what I'm saying? The Ravens trying to finesse. They send it back. Then they pick up Trey Hendrickson. It's fishy to me, but at the end of the day, we got Maxx Crosby back, you know what I'm saying? We got Mad Max, you feel me? So how mad can I be about it?
Have you had the opportunity to see the Commanders' new stadium, 2030?
I saw, like, the mock-ups and stuff like that. I did see that, like, the people that are living in that area don't want that, bro. Like, you feel me? They wanted more, like, I guess, like, retail spots or just, like, better, you know what I'm saying, schools and just, like, stuff like that can benefit the community more. I feel like you're going to get the revenue that comes with the stadium, of course. But, like, at the end of the day, like, it's going to displace locals. And, you know what I'm saying, we start to see some of the, you know what I'm saying, structures and stuff like that set up that is going to keep pushing people out of the neighborhoods and the places that they want to be in or the places that they grew up in. So, I mean, I feel like it's cool. Trump has his own, you feel me? We're not even going to get into that today, but you feel me? I feel like it looks cool. It looks cool.
I think it's not a bad idea, because think about it. The Commanders been at FedEx for how long? And you think Washington Commanders, they should be in the city.
It should be, for sure. That's no question about it. It never really made sense to me that they play in Landover, like, especially as there's nothing in Landover.
Weren't they talking about moving to VA or something like that?
Yeah, they were. Especially, I think they practice out there, like the
they
training camps out there and stuff like that. I mean, the Commanders, I don't care about the Commanders. You feel me? I feel like the new stadium, like, seeing that around here is going to be cool.
I'm a Commanders fan.
I still feel like FedEx is going to be used for, like, concerts and stuff like that. But, like,
so.
you know
Speaking of which, Bruno Mars concert coming up.
Talking about some Bruno Mars. You crank Bruno Mars?
Oh, yes.
You crank Bruno Mars in 2026.
Like sometime.
Keon, bro. You crank Bruno Mars in 2026.
Bruno Mars is like, he's tough, bro.
I feel you. I definitely been cranking him on, like, some J. Cole stuff, because that's what I've been on.
Didn't he just go on a world tour?
Bro, he's about to go on his tour.
He was going to OC HBCUs, I saw.
He was parlaying through the cities. He was just, like, road tripping, bro. Like, I remember I was on Twitter one night, and I seen he was, like, pulling up to Silver Spring. He, like, bro, who out Silver Spring? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to scoop 3 of y'all. We about to go listen to this junk. You feel me? I'll take it. I miss Keon got to take a call, but like I said, J. Cole was just parlaying through the city. He calling dudes. He like, we gonna pull up. So essentially, J. Cole scooped some random fans in order to go listen to his Fall Off album. He listened to like the first, it's like 2 discs. He went and listened to the first disc with like a set of fans, you know what I'm saying, drove around, dropped them off. Next jump. And it's like he went through the city, went through the country. I think his car broke down in like Las Vegas or like Arizona, I want to say. But like he was saying, bro, like that album, The Fall Off, would have dropped February 6th. I'm not going to lie, it kind of like, shifted the way I think about like a lot of things in just life in general. Like I feel like you hear a lot of stuff about real rap or just like, you know what I'm saying? They talk about the mumble rappers and stuff like that. But I feel like when you really dive into what J. Cole is talking about in his music, like you really start to see some of the hidden things that like one, rappers can't touch on because they don't have the pen and the skills that J. Cole has. As well as just like the way he makes music sound so easy, bro. Like when I'm listening to J. Cole, like it makes me want to make music. But then I'm like, I cannot craft the same stories and songs that he's crafting. And you listen to the Fall Off, and I forgot what the song was, but he says you go back and listen to like essentially his whole discography. You go back and listen to his whole discography and you're going to see a picture, you're going to see this, I want to say story that he's written. And I feel like after he dropped that, I started going back to listen to essentially every album. You feel me? Born Center, 2014, Forest Hills Drive. You feel me? All that. And I feel like even just like KOD, like I didn't really think it was going to be like that. But as I've been listening to it these past few days, it's just like, bro, J. Cole is actually the go to like this rap stuff and like this music stuff, bro. And like I feel like you can really apply it to like so many things because he talks about his artistry and he talks about his life but in so many different perspectives. And I feel like when you can take that and kind of take what he's talking about and kind of apply it to your life in the ways that you can kind of see the parallels. I feel like it's really just a cheat code in a way. And like my man was always telling me, his name is Jabari, in high school and stuff like that. He's like, J. Cole this, J. Cole that. And I'm like, dude, like I'm listening to Tech, like this don't crank. Like we're not listening to no J. Cole in 2026 and 2024 especially. But as I get older, you know what I'm saying, I'm starting to relate to his music a little more and like I can start to hear him a little bit more clearly. J. Cole really be talking, bro. And he breaks down like it's more than just life as a black man. It's the structures around us. It's the structures around y'all. Like it's everything, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of it is just invisible to the naked eye. You wouldn't even know. You just think that that's how life is. You know what I'm saying? That's how life is. But he breaks it down as like certain things are fed to the streets or they're fed to our communities. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you would think it's just like it just happens naturally. But that's kind of how it's systematic racism and inequality that he kind of touches on. And you would never get that if you don't really truly sit down and listen. He talks about how like he could hear it, but it's just going to go in one ear and out the other. You feel me? And I feel like when you truly try and sit down and digest music, like J. Cole has literally made me start listening to music differently. Like hearing how artists craft their message, hearing how they want you to not take it, but like it really just depends on the artist, like you said. Like some dudes, they want you to just bop their head. You know what I'm saying? Like Nine Vicious. You feel me? My man, he loves Nine Vicious. But when I'm listening to Nine Vicious, I'm kind of just like, bro, like I'm not going to say where's the substance. But like I think I'm starting to turn into that type guy when I'm listening to music, bro. And I feel like that kind of like, I guess you can kind of portray that in like a bunch of different aspects in life. Like, you feel me? You start having conversations with certain people and it stops becoming a problem and it starts becoming like a learning information session. Like just like talking to a random person you never thought you would talk to. You feel me? And I feel like that's kind of like some of my biggest takeaways. And just like when you talk about the difference between fall semester and where I am now in spring semester, you know what I'm saying? We took our nice little break. And even just like going to the dining halls or just walking around campus, and I'm still hearing people like, oh, like, you don't want the podcast, or like, you know what I'm saying? I walked into the dining hall another day. He was like, like a hot box. I'm like, bro, like, I appreciate the love, bro, because like at the end of the day, it stopped turning, like, you look at it as like hate or just like, you know what I'm saying? People like bid you, you know what I'm saying? Like from PG County, people, they gonna bid you, bro. But I feel like it turned from that to just like you start looking at the individuals, you know what I'm saying? The content of their words and like the context of what they're saying it as. Like if they don't know me, bro, like all they see is a dude talking about a dining hall on a UMD's campus. You feel me? But when you take a step back, I'm a lot more than that, and they're also a lot more than just a comment they leave on a TikTok. You feel me? So I feel like just taking the time to start talking to people and really start seeing where people's head is at has really been like big for me just in life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you take this time to like really start, I'm not gonna say analyzing people, but you really just see how people move and why they move certain ways, and you can kind of just apply that to your life. You know what I'm saying? You can see how your energy is going in certain places into certain people, and you can kind of mix and match. You can kind of take from here, pour in there, take from here, pour in there. You know what I'm saying? It all just depends on like what you want to do with your life and where you want to go. And at the end of the day, we all live a certain life where it's like, it's good where you're at. You feel me? And I was watching a documentary last week for class, and essentially I could never like comprehend why some people wanted to do like certain jobs or something like that. And I was watching this one little girl, and her mom's just going through it. Her sister's going through it. And then she's just like, yeah, I just want to like live in a nice little house, teach some school kids, and just, you feel me, retire there. And like, I'm not going to say I can never understand that back then, but like now it's just like, that's their life. I'm like, that's perfectly fine. You feel me? Certain people live a certain life, and it's perfectly fine because that's the life that they live. Now, certain lifestyles they're not conducive to, you feel me, certain things. But I feel like when you start to break things down and start to see life for what it is, I feel like this kind of like really became a point to me after the passing of Rondale Moore. Very tragic situation, like 24, 25 years young, really. An athlete that's just gone through so many injuries, you know what I'm saying? He peaked his freshman year of college. Like, he was one of the best players in college football his freshman year of college, let alone freshman, you know what I'm saying? And essentially all of that was taken away from him through injuries throughout the rest of his college career, through the NFL. And it gets to a point where it's like, if you're an athlete, it's like, damn, like, what do I do with life? You feel me? Like, if I'm not hooping, if I'm not on the field producing, like, what am I doing? What can I do? And I feel like that really just made me like open my eyes to just like the broader landscape of just like, one, the world of sports, but just like life in general, and how like you can be on a certain path, a certain way, and then like one thing can just derail that just like that. And you never really truly know like how the next day is gonna go. You feel me? Because you could wake up one day and things just aren't the same. You feel me? And I can kind of touch on that more in later episodes when Keon's back and stuff like that. We can kind of delve deeper into that. But I feel like as, I don't know, we grow as a society and things just start changing and keep changing around us. You see with the war, unfortunately, and stuff like that, how it's kind of taking our focus away from different things and different things that matter in this country. It's for a reason, of course. And I feel like when you just start peeping that, you can kind of start taking things at face value and for what they truly are. And I feel like that's just going to be big for us moving forward, especially in this day and age of technology, AI, and censorship. You feel me? And as time goes on, we'll just keep learning how to deal with those things. You're going to have people like me, like Keon, that want to bring you the truth day in and day out. Like, no matter if I'm not going to say if it hurts us or stuff like that, but certain people want to look out for like the greater good of society, you know what I'm saying? And that really isn't like any BS, you feel me? Like, there really are people that want the world to be a better place. Like, I was talking with Steven Adams. He's a recruiter for Tegna. It's like a major news source. It's like an umbrella, essentially, with just like talent and stuff like that. And I was talking with him the other day about just like impact. And essentially, I was going into like this interview, this sit down, and I'm just kind of like, I'm not going to say I'm nervous, but like, this is a professional in the field that I want to go into. And as I'm like trying to rack my head around like what I want to say, how I'm going to say it, I kind of just took a step back and I was like, if he's taking a time out of his day to help a college student, to talk to a college student that he has no clue who it is, I mean, what does he want out of this? You feel me? He wants to have impact. In a sense, he wants to change the world. Like, that's just the baseline impact when you look at it. And I feel like there are so many good people in this world, and I feel like a lot of the social media and the stuff that you see kind of blind you to that. Excuse me. And I'll say last week, right? It was my birthday. Not last week. It was about 2 weeks ago. But it was my birthday, essentially. So I'm in a great mood. Like, life is just good. And I go to Auntie Anne's in the mall. And I just want my blue raspberry lemonade. If you know, you know. Essentially, she charged me for the frozen blue raspberry lemonade. Now it was like $6 compared to $4, but still that's $2 that I don't need to pay because I didn't get no frozen blue raspberry lemonade. You feel me? And essentially, I'm just trying to explain it to her, and she was like, she spoke Spanish and stuff like that. So I just think, and I talk kind of low one, and a lot of the times I just don't communicate. Like I hope you feel what I'm saying, or I hope you hear what I'm saying, just like based off the strength of like, you feel me? Boom, just like I did right there. Anyway, I kind of just like was talking to her. She just wasn't getting it. So she stepped off, and then the manager came up, and he was like, oh, I see the problem. You know what I'm saying? He fixed it right quick. He's like, I like how you did that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we all just take a step back, learn the context of certain situations. Like, people carry so much baggage with them every single day that you'll never even see, you'll never even know, just because, you feel me? You're not living their life. You're not living in their skin. You're not seeing when they wake up. You're not seeing who they're talking to and stuff like that. So really, all I'm saying is just be kind to people, because if you're kind to people, it kind of just flows back onto you, and you can keep pouring that out. And even if somebody does come at you a certain way, left way, right way, it doesn't really matter. You kind of just take it for that, and you can kind of move on from there. Like, I'm not going to say I become unbothered, but when you start to see how certain people and like certain actions, like patterns, you can kind of like, I guess, shift the way you think. And it's not really like, when I say that, certain things are a reflection of people onto you. Like, when somebody says like, oh, you're stupid or you're dumb, like, you're not stupid or dumb. They're probably just feeling like they're stupid or dumb, and they wanted to, like, I don't know, like, they want to make you feel like how they're feeling, essentially. So you kind of just got to take that for that and just keep it pushing. Keep being you. That's another thing. Like, my man, stay you, Savion. You just got to stay you and do you. Do what you feel is right. How your parents raised you to do, how your parents raised you to be, but also your parents are just your parents. Like, they're also humans as well. Like, you can take things that people that you trust tell you and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you still have to live your life. And over the summer, I read a book by Greg Allen Williams called Boys to Men, Maps for the Journey. And essentially, it was after I had like this crazy heartbreak. I say heartbreak because I was not in love, but like, it felt so real and everything just came so fast, right? And I was a lifeguard, so like, I'll go to work and like, I'm just sitting and watching a pool all day. So I'm just watching a pool, people watching, essentially. That's literally a lifeguard job. It's just people watching and proactive, like, you know what I'm saying, making sure people don't get hurt. That's why we don't want to get into the water and stuff like that. You feel me? So I'm like, if I'm just here all day, 8 hours a day, like, I'm essentially just going crazy, because all I'm just left with is my thoughts and certain conversations with, like, with my coworkers. You feel me? My fault. Just had to let him know he let his computer. But essentially, I started reading the book, and I started journaling. And as I was reading the book, like, a lot of like stuff was just becoming more clear, like how certain guys or whatever, they'll put girls on a pedestal, or like they'll fall into, you know what I'm saying, certain, I guess, habits. You know what I'm saying? We talk about J. Cole, KOD, keeping, you know what I'm saying, kids on drugs. You feel me? Like, it's just certain things where, like, I'm not going to say you got to stay away from, but you have to just be cognizant about, you feel me, and how you're putting your time and energy into these things. And the biggest takeaway I had was that everybody has a map for their journey. You know what I'm saying? A map for their journey is just like the way that they live their life, you know what I'm saying? The way that they've gotten into like certain lanes and stuff like that. And essentially, everybody has a map for their journey. Everybody has a map and pieces that you can take from and apply it to your life. Or you see what they did and you don't want to apply it to your life. And it's really as simple as that. Because sometimes the people you think you love the most, or the people that you love the most, or people that you trust the most, sometimes they might not be the best, I guess, puzzle piece for you in that certain situation. Like, if I want to be a professional journalist, or if I want to be a professional NBA player, I'm not going to listen to Joe Schmo off the street talking about, you got to do this and that. Now, of course, he could be talking about some real things that you really do have to do, but I'm going to want to learn from and talk to people that have done that, or seen people that have done that. You feel me? Like coaches or trainers, stuff like that. Like, you want to learn from the people that are in your lane, because a lot of the time I can't apply something where somebody just wants to, you know what I'm saying, cool out and do this and that. I can't apply that to my life for real, as much as I'm not even going to say Greg Allen Williams, because he's like an actor and some more stuff, and you know what I'm saying, he wrote books, but like, he's just a black man, you feel me? And I can automatically relate to that just because he's a black man. Now, we obviously go through like different things. He's a lot older than I am, But like it's really just as simple as that. You feel me? Like everybody's gonna give you a map of their journey. That's why I said like when you have conversation with people, it's not like a problem or a waste of time anymore. Like you can really take each experience for a learning curve, a learning experience. Like you feel me? It's all right there in front of you, really. I'm not trying to take up too much of your time. We got one more thing to touch on. You feel me? And I'm getting back into Maxx Crosby. You feel me? Because we kind of talk about. Like I was talking about Rondale Moore before and how like athletes, bro, like that's another reason why I didn't want to be an athlete, because I didn't want my entire life to revolve around a sport. And you look at Maxx Crosby, right? Got his whole family out in Las Vegas. He just hit his 6-year sober streak. You feel me? He got shut down by the Raiders at the end of the year. They said you're not playing. You feel me? And Maxx Crosby's a dude. If he says he's playing, he's playing. You feel me? So that, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm sure rubbed him the wrong way. I'm not going to speak for him. But you feel me? You have certain things like that. He has his kid. He has his wife out there. But he still wanted to get out of there. You feel me? We shipped him to Baltimore. And you know what I'm saying? Baltimore, it's like you would think Maxx is escaping a turbulent situation for a good situation in Baltimore. But in the back, Baltimore is calling up Trey Hendrickson. You feel me? While Maxx Crosby's in the building, while he's taking his physical, they're like, hey, if we can get you know what I'm saying, Trey Hendrickson, if we can get you, we'll just rescind this trade, you know what I'm saying? It's not even official until tomorrow at 4. We can just rescind this trade, get our first round picks back, pay you the same thing we would have paid Maxx, and boom, we're in business just like that. Now, of course, Eric DeCosta, the Ravens GM, said that the plan was to get Trey Hendrickson and Maxx Crosby. Take that how you will. I mean, I can't say I don't believe the dude, because in my opinion, Maxx Crosby's better than Trey Hendrickson. You feel me? So they must have seen something in that physical that they really didn't like, or they just finessed at the end of the day. Try to throw off the Raiders. The Raiders have too much cap space for that to really throw anything off. But yeah, focusing back on Maxx Crosby, you saw how like that's just a roller coaster of emotions. You know what I'm saying? All tied to his sport. Essentially, he can't even live his life until he knows where he's going to be playing at, who's going to give him his checks. You feel me? But after that after the trade got rescinded, he wakes up in Las Vegas, 6 a.m. He's back at the facility, training, getting rehab done just like that. And I feel like that could have even just like opened his eyes to the point where like the grass is not always greener. You know what I'm saying? Dame was in Portland for his whole career. On the side of, you know what I'm saying, he's from Oakland, so like it's not too far off, you know what I'm saying, geographically from his home. He gets traded to the Bucks, gets divorced, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say loses his family, but he's away from his family. And he's in Milwaukee. You feel me? Playing basketball, and they're not even, I'm not gonna say they're not even good. They weren't good. They didn't do what they wanted to do, what they sought out to do with that Dame move. And that kind of shows you that the grass isn't always greener for these athletes that just went out. I'm not saying like Maxx Crosby, like screw Maxx Crosby for wanting out. Like you have to do what you have to do. And at the end of the day, that was the right move for him, because I feel like he got slighted, bro. Like you start to see, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say like it was like we were tanking. You feel me? We wanted Fernando. So like certain dudes, we just gonna sit out, bro. And like Max, the competitor that he is, he wasn't going for that, bro. So it's like I have no ill will towards Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby is still my favorite player in football. You feel me? Like it's not close. It's not changing. It's Maxx Crosby. You feel me? And I feel like just when you look at that and you start looking at these athletes as people and not whatever, you know what I'm saying? What's it called? A product, or just, you know what I'm saying, a parlay. Like imagine that, bro. Imagine how goofy these kids was looking putting under 23.5 on Bam's points, and he dropped 83. You feel me? Just take that, bro. Like you got to look at that. It's something like that where like you sports betting on some, one, it didn't happen. You feel me? 2, you're betting against the odds. You're betting that Bam Adebayo is gonna have a bad game, and he drops 83 on the Wizards. You feel me? And the Wizards they're a conversation in itself. They're tanking. They're not good. They're not a good basketball team. But like I said, in my opinion, if Juju Reese was playing, Bam doesn't score 83 points, because Juju got that heart. He got that. You feel me? And it gets to a point where like they didn't even start triple teaming Bam until like 3 minutes left in the game. Until like Bam had like 60-something or 70-something, bro. it gets to a point where it's like, dude, the dude got 40-something at half, and he still comes out in the third, and he's still wilding. Bro, we're throwing 2 bodies at him every time he touches the ball. We're throwing it. At this point, the game is lost. The game is lost, so he's not scoring. You feel me? How dudes throw away games to guard Steph, how they did in college, or I forgot who did in the league. You might not win the game, but you got to have some pride, man. And that's going to wrap it up. I have to get to class in like 3 minutes, but that's going to be another episode of the Culture Shock podcast. This is your host, Christian Jackson. We had Keon Smith, you feel me? Keon. Hope y'all stay safe. And I'll see y'all back next time. Who knows? We're going to start trying to get at least 1 episode out a week. But yeah, we'll see y'all the next time. This is Culture Shock.